What is going on, folks, and welcome back to the Director of Football Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Thank you very much for joining me. Should be an interesting episode today. We are taking on bang average mid-table side Hertha Berlin, which is not something I thought I'd say when we started this season, because they did finish third last year. And in the second part of this episode, we're taking on Arsenal in the Euro Conference League semi-finals, second leg. That's the one. Got it in one. I got it in one. If you do go on to enjoy this video, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It will be very much appreciated. It makes YouTube push the videos just a little bit harder. So now that we've all of that out of the way, how have we been getting on since you were here last? Well, we drew 2-2 with Augsburg. They scored right at the end of the game after Illing decided to get himself sent off, which is fine. It's fine. This is fine. We then went and beat Borussia Mönchengladbach, who were on the verge. I guess if they won, they would have jumped over us in the league. Artinelli scored a brace for us after coming off the bench, which was quite nice. Tapsoba scored a goal, which really shouldn't have been a goal. I think in the Augsburg game, actually, the Egloff goal, I think that was a goal that was terrible. It was so Diego Costa has barely got hands. But then we beat Arsenal 4-1. And it was crazy. Tapsoba scored a penalty fairly early on. Amiri decided to get in on the act with a free kick. David Muller scored from about 3 yards out, which was fantastic. And Antonoli scored again. But the goal that Arsenal scored should not have been a goal. Like, XG wise, it was close. They had more possession. We were the team on top. But I'm pretty sure it was Martinelli's goal here. No, it wasn't. No, that was just... No, it must have been the Augsburg's second goal. But anyway, regardless of that, we are sitting with a 4-1 advantage over Arsenal. They have 1 away goal. We have 4 home goals. We score away from home in the second game of this episode. We smash it. We're after nulling their away goal, and they need to score 5 to win. But we are sitting 6th in the league. We cannot finish any higher than 5th because of how inconsistent our form has been this year, and we can't drop any lower than 7th, so we're guaranteed something European for next season. If we have a quick look at the Pokal, Firth made it all the way to the final, beating Augsburg in the semi-final, but Hoffenheim beat Bayern Munich. So I'm hoping Firth can win it, although am I? Either way, there's a European spot being taken by one of those 2 teams, and I would actually quite enjoy if it was Firth, because they beat us. I thought we were on game day. I thought we were at game time. Clearly we haven't. The youth intake, that's something we didn't talk about actually. The youth intake, are we? Yeah, we're okay. We're at the youth intake now. So Muller can start. Interesting. It was a hot mess. The whole thing was a hot mess. So the youth team didn't actually get to play any games because my under-19s were just forever. Oh, I'm going to go through the team actually. So Costa starting on Laguera and Brechtweiler are starting as our wing backs. Pelakacha and Tapsoba starting at centre back. Kulikov and Palacios starting in centre midfield. Illing and Amiri as our wide men, with Antonelli up front with Mutombo alongside him. So because there was no games to play, the director of football, I don't think he understood that he had to make signings, because he waited till I think it was 2 days before the players were let go from the intake, which I'm not sure if you know, but that's, quite late. So he offered a contract to quite a number of players. A good few of them arrived in advance of them being kind of released from their trial youth contract things. So they basically, a lot of them were let go, and then 3 of them just arrived after. So I'm guessing offered contracts to other players that either didn't agree to them in advance, or I don't actually know. If anyone knows why, I think it was 3 of them would arrive after, and it would be because they're listed as players that have been brought in. Altanu. We haven't started this game well, has to be said. Hertha have been on top the entire time so far. But if anyone can explain to me why, that would be fantastic. Arne Meyer's taking free kicks against me. This is so sad. Arne Meyer, one of my favourite players for Hertha. And okay, we've managed to not concede, and yeah, we have. Maybe coming back to this game wasn't the best idea. I think the fact that they had Gattuso in charge at the start of the season probably didn't help, because they're doing quite good this year. Or not quite good this year. They're doing quite good since Gattuso was sacked. Which I don't know what that says about Gattuso, apart from he's not a very good manager in Germany. If Emikan Tekken, no, he didn't score, but Altanu has. We're 3 down after 20 minutes. I feel like we're Man City before they made all their money when they played Arsenal, or was it Arsenal did it to Man City? Arsenal and Man City game before Man City got all their money had a scoreline of 3-0 after 19 minutes. I feel like we're doing that, and I'm not enjoying it. To be honest, so it's not what I was hoping for. Nogueira, short to Kulikov, back to Nogueira, who I'm curious if we offer him a contract, because he's been ever present since he has arrived. Kulikov whips it over Pinto, punches it down, and for some reason Palacios didn't take the chance. Amiri tries to find Illing, he can't. Altanu almost gets a hold of it again. Altanu, who was a player I just missed, managing at PSV. Matumbo is true, and Matumbo with his 10th of the season. I'm telling you, support strikers. If we double or 2 strikers up front, it makes a huge difference to a lot of our players. Brett Filer did quite well to take that ball down from Malikwi. But the strike force for Hertha is on fire. Like Emikan Tekken, not a player that in all my years managing Hertha have I ever really considered him as a player that I put into the first team. And it seems like he's looking for revenge today, because I've never, like I said, never considered him a player that would actually be worth starting many games. I'm going to say I'm far from happy. I'm not happy with the players as it is right now. I'm going to berate them after they come out. Arne Meyer with a free kick. Diego Costa manages to get there. Kulikov has actually signed a new contract with the club as well. So hopefully the interest in him is waned ever so slightly. Palacios to Kulikov. And Marks gets it clear. And now Emikin Tekken gets the forward for Altanu. Diego Costa managed to stop it. Altanu has been exceptional this year. Again, he's one of those new gens who just seems to score everywhere. He's an absolute monster of a striker, and I'm disappointed that I haven't had a chance to manage him, seeing as how he left PSV before I got there, and he went to Hertha, and Hertha didn't offer me the job. I would have loved to manage Hertha. I do it every year. Altanu. We're 52 minutes into the game, and they've just demolished us. I feel like I shouldn't be showing you this. This is just depressing. Tapsoba is playing a 6.4. Illing is playing a 6.2. We don't have, we've 3 players on the bench that are in or are from or under 19s. So I might just bring them all on and give them their dip. How did Illing hits the post from 3 yards out? Yeah, I'm just probably going to bring the 3 lads on and give them all a run out in this game and see how they get on. Maybe not all of them. Kind of want to take Tapsoba off as well. Okay. Illing to Noguera. Gets it across. Can't find a Bairn player, but Tapsoba picks it up. Brett Filer. Amiri. Maybe we went too attacking. Oh, Kulikov's shot. That went for a goal kick. It definitely looked like the keeper got a touch with me. But what do I know? Right, so Amiri can come off. Hubner is learning to be a left winger. I'm just going to bring him on as an inside forward. Artinelli's not having a great game. So I'll take him off for Altier. Yeah, I was going to say, don't think he can be a complete forward. But Tumbo's going to do that instead. And Basler. Don't really have anyone that can play. Unless we bring on Finbar. I don't know if bring Finbar on. Like, I feel like Illing is going to get sent off if we leave him on. So maybe no, we're gonna make those changes. We'll see what we do from here then. We are gonna go very attacking, like I said, berate the lads because very very unhappy. Altier is a player I'm definitely looking forward to playing in the future. He looks like quite a decent prospect. Hopefully Illing can make up for his terrible play. No, he's done it again. Illing hits the post. Hits the post twice. His ratings going up. Tapsoba, do we take him off? Do we just take Tapsoba off? Because he's not been playing well. Bring on Benkovic. Unfortunately, Basler is going to have to wait just a little bit longer to make his debut. Do you know what we might do for the final couple of minutes? Just swap these two lads over and leave you just be inside forward. Illing, just go play the other side. You're annoying me. I don't know what happened in the in-between bits, but it says that Altier went for Glory. So I'm guessing he took a shot that came of nothing. But Pino, just Brett Filer. What are you doing, Brett Filer? He's playing against us. Altier. Around the keeper, he scored. I'll take it. I'll take that. 3 minutes left. We're going to give the lads a bit of encouragement. We're not going to win the game. We're not going to get a draw. Nothing is going to come of it. But Altier scores on his debut. Maybe we had the player that should have been playing the entire time sitting in our under-19s, boshing in goals for fun. I'm going to thrash my arms and say I'm far from pleased. I am far from pleased. Illing, furious switch of performance. You are terrible. Arntonelli, hands on hips. Let yourself down, you deserve to come off. Tapsoba, again, same with you. Yeah, you let yourself down. I'm pleased with how you did today. The kid came on and did a football. He scored a goal on his debut. We did lose. Not ideal. We have to play. Our next league game is against the favourites for the league, I'd say, at this stage. They're relatively comfortable in the league, I think. Or no, they are not. Schalke have made a comeback. They're a point behind. So it's going to be an interesting one for the remainder of the season. So we will be back in just a second for the game against Arsenal. Don't go anywhere. Should be an interesting one. Hopefully, we don't fuck this one up and we make it to the final to play who's... looks like it's going to be Sevilla. But Torino have been known to kind of come back and do the business in the second leg against other teams. So we will be back in just a second. So we're back now for the game against Arsenal with the intention on making it to a final in San Mamés, which is Atletico Bilbao's stadium. When I saw Bilbao, I was like, I just want to make 100% sure. What they want us to change to a 4-2-3 to play Florian Wirtz, who's played one game off the bench this season. Want us to play that formation so he can play in a more natural position. Are you well? I think we start with this formation? Or do we go for... No, we're going to start like this, actually. Illing is going to start on the right. Antonelli is going to come on and start on the left. Mutombo is going to start as our striker. Couple of injuries. I forgot to mention the last part of this episode. Bracalo and Bendia injured for today. And don't think there's anything else. Rodriguez had an offer from China and he rejected it. So we are going to be stuck with him for a little bit longer, it would seem. Jim Shlevishvili has a bunch of offers from a whole host of different clubs. So we'll see how he gets on, if he does decide to move or not. So changes for this game, apart from the tactical change, Antonelli comes in for Muller. That is the only starting change, I think. No changes from last match. Okay, so we're doing the same thing we did last time. Muller is going to be a better person to have on the bench anyway, because he can play central midfield and he can play as the striker. Alisson Becker, as you can see, is their starting goalkeeper, and he's been fairly decent. Reece Nelson's actually getting some first team football this year, or this time around. Stacey Morgan, ex-Angers player, sitting on the bench. Probably hoping that he plays well against me, because I did give him his big break in Europe and ended up going almost instantly back to England, but he's had an opportunity under me. Pretty sure surely I would be one of his favourite personnel. But none of that matters, because Nogueira had a throw-in which didn't actually come to anything. Alisson Becker kicks it out. Betfielder wins the header, but Matthias Palacios brings it forward. Reece Nelson puts Martinelli through. Is he offside? I was going to say, he looked so far ahead of the defence that it had to be a chance that he was offside. Goal disallowed. Okay, let's see how far offside he actually went. It's close. He was definitely offside, but it was close. Brett Weiler finds Tabsoba, who does continue in this game, all the way back to Diego Costa, who again continues in this game today. Bellacaccia all the way back to Diego Costa again. And he's big ball forward. Oh, Mutombo's through. Mutombo just kicked it straight at Alisson Becker. Didn't even attempt to put the ball around him. Antonelli. Okay, he's moving forward. That looked like it went into the back of the net, but Alisson Becker somehow managed to pluck it out of the air. Not sure what that free kick was from Bellacaccia, but Arsenal are on the break. And they get it across. Nogueira heads it away. Amiri continues it. Mutombo finds Antonelli, who is his strike partner in the last game. Palacios finds Amiri. Illing, Mutombo, Breitweiler, shoot. Somehow Alisson Becker doesn't stop that. I don't know. It was not the greatest of shots I've ever seen, but I've seen my defenders score some absolute worldies. That was definitely not a worldie. It was a daisy cutter. But we are 3 shots, 3 on target. Yet we already have only an XG of 0.24, I think it said. Amiri finds Illing with his header. Palacios gets his pass cut out, and Martinelli is going for a jaunt, runs into a wall of defenders and shoots wide. We are after nullifying their away goal, which means they do have to score 5 now to win this game, whereas we can just kind of sit back, relax and enjoy. We're still going to play as best we can, I suppose. Diego Jota, looked like Ezekiel Palacios stood on him, but we're not going to complain. The shot by one of the Arsenal players goes wide and we continue with the ball. Amiri, was that Amiri? Couldn't get there. Nogueira heads it forward for Kulikov. Kulikov finds Amiri. Amiri gets hacked down by Tamori, but the referee plays on. Tabsoba heads clear. Couldn't find a player. We had many players free, and then he's slow to get back, but does manage to stop Martinelli from getting in and scoring. So can't really complain too much, I guess. Diego Costa can't find Matunda, who, to be fair, in the last 2 months maybe has turned into an actual like very competent striker. Thankfully Martinelli puts that one behind, but I think Diego Costa must have got a touch to it. Reece Nelson with the corner. Clark, who I'm assuming is a regen, heads over. Are you a regen? You are. An English-Australian new gen who's made his England debut. And you can see they have Frimpong playing at right back and Saka playing at left back, which I could see that happening in the future, him being Arsenal's #1 left back. He is quite a decent player, but we have to make sure that he doesn't get too involved in this game. They seem to be coming down the right the majority of the time, so I don't think we have to worry too much about Saka. Frimpong puts that one wide on his weaker foot. But Nogueira is not having a great game. Palacios not having a great game. Illing's not having a great game. Illing just... We're going to pump our fists and say media have given you credit recently. They seem to enjoy that. I'm going to give everyone a bit of faith and see what that does for them. And I'm going to say the same to Matumbo. Let's go back out. We just don't concede 5. Tomori instantly came up with an injury. Martinelli, or where did I say Martinelli? Antonoli picks up a knock. So don't actually have any wingers on the bench. Interesting. Interesting turn of events. Should we pop you over there? Where's actually fixed it. Amiri is going to move to the left. Illing's going to stay on the right. Muller and Matumbo are going to move up front because of that injury to Antonelli. It did look like Tomori picked up an injury at the same time, so I'm guessing the two of them clashed. Don't know what Illing was trying to do there. It was not a very good attempt at a cross. Martinelli was very deep, and now he's released Nelson, who's just going to run across. Tapsoba boots it clear. Muller picks it up. What's Muller going to do? Just kind of run into Gabriel, I suppose. I don't think Gabriel was starting, so Tomori must have been taken off for Gabriel. Martinelli's moved out onto the wing, it would seem, and Diego Jota shoots that one into the back of the net. That looked very easy. Don't like that. Yeah, Tomori came off as well. They're still playing Martinelli up front. Didn't look like that. Why are you frustrated? You've just conceded. I know we're 5-2 up on aggregate, but I will punch people if they don't do what they're supposed to be doing. Nogueira's throw-in goes nowhere, but we do manage to get the ball into the back of the net, but it is, however, offside. So we're not going to spend too long considering what happened because it's not going to be allowed. Ezekiel Palacios put it through, and there was many players offside. I am thinking Diego Jota. They have 20 minutes. Are they going to score 3? Are they going to score 4? If they score 4, I'd be so sad if they score 4. I'd be upset if they score 3 and we end up having to go to extra time. Stacey Morgan. The curse continues. If ex-players scoring against me, I'm going to berate them. This is just... You can't complain about the fact that you're playing terribly. Illing, you're playing terribly. You're going to come off for Basler. He's going to make his debut. Basler makes his debut in the Champions League. Or Champions League? I wish. He's going to make his debut in the... what's this competition? The Euro Cup 2. That's the one. Sitting here going, what's this competition called? So he can play as a Mazzella. Does he have a preferred side? He does not. He is right only. So leave him on that side. We're going to go to the Lelujo special. But I'm going to put Amiri as the shadow striker. I'm going to make Muller a deep lying forward on support. And we're going to go back and do things again. I did say, and Aguero's giving away a penalty, and I'm sinking again. It's fine for Aguero. He's leaving he's probably leaving in the summer. He's not got many more games left until he's, no longer a Bayer player. Saka, of course Saka scores, because I was talking about Saka a while ago. It's now 3-1 on the night, 5-4 on aggregate. We should probably do something. We should probably make a change. I am going to demand more. The players are still frustrated. We're going to make our final substitution. And who is having a poor game? Everyone, really. Palacios and Kulikov are both struggling. I'm going to take Palacios off, bring on Finbar, but make him a deep line playmaker on defend. Interesting fact, Finbar has been terrible this year. So, this is just how it do be. And we managed to survive. If we'd conceded at the end, I would have been so very annoyed. Thankfully we didn't. Well done, lads. Managed to get the job done. It was terrible, but you got the job done. And we play Sevilla in the final in Spain, but not their stadium. Thierry Henry saying I wouldn't send my players out to hurt them. You broke one of my guys. You broke my player's foot. Basler makes his professional debut. We get a bunch of money for getting to the final. And now we're to play Sevilla in said final. 14 million in debt. I don't think this competition is going to give us quite enough money to see off. 2.5 million for winning it. It's not really enough money. And we could still potentially drop to 7th and not get any sort of European football for next season. And I think that would be rather depressing, because 7th place is the Euro Cup 2 playoff, depending on the winner of the Pokal. So even if Borussia Mönchengladbach finish 7th, Hoffenheim might still take that place away from them. So we do need to finish 6th, because we can't finish any higher than that, and I will be very, very sad if we finish outside of Europe again, because that's part of the reason why PSV got rid of us, and I don't want to have to move jobs again, because we still don't have a new house yet. We're just living in a hotel. So with all of that being said, we will be back in the next episode for the final league game of the season, because it probably is going to go down to the final league game of the season, and then we have the Euro Cup 2 final, aka the Conference League, against Sevilla. So if you've enjoyed this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, and I will see you in the next one.